eminent professors, ladies and gentlemen, graduates. I have to tell you, I'm very, very happy to be here with you today. You know? Allianz has always believed in investing in young talent, and here we see the result of that. Today we celebrate your graduation, and we also celebrate the intake of the 14th intake for MIRM. I want to take the opportunity first to thank Professor Nanut for a warm welcome, but most importantly, MIRM. Because it's no simple goal to take raw talent and develop that into huge potential. Now today, I don't want to give you a speech. I want to talk with you, if that's okay. Yeah? I want to talk with you about the present. We'll talk a little bit about Allianz and Allianz's position in the present, but also the current economic situation, the near future. I want to talk a little bit about why you're entering into an industry at a particular moment in time is probably the best choice you can make, and why this industry is going to undergo fundamental change over the next 10 years, and how you can play a very important part in that role. Because after all, we're in the digital age, right? And you're the digital people. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit. Now, we've had some difficult situations, economic situations, and I know that you're all very aware of it, and particularly in Europe. So let's stick to Europe, where Allianz as a group has its mother base. And these economic problems have put a lot of pressure on financial services companies. Now, as Allianz, we're very fortunate. I think we're very fortunate also we have a very, very good people and lots of very good young people to be able to say that even in these difficult times, the Allianz Group, the performance of the Allianz Group has been outstanding. And you'll see shortly that there will be the announcement of the 2012 financial results for the group worldwide. It is a group that employs more than 160,000 people around the world, is involved in more than 80 countries, writes business of more than 100 billion euro per annum. And this year, our expectations are that we'll overachieve our target to deliver an operating profit of 9 billion euro. And that's been rewarded by the significant outperformance of the share price of the Allianz share, which has significantly outperformed the sector and all of our peer group. Now, what makes me more proud is the role of Allianz Italia in all of this. As you can tell, I'm a native English speaker. I'm an Italo-Australiano, or an Australian-Italian, as you like. And today I'm a bit more comfortable speaking English than Italian, but it makes me very proud because Allianz Italia is leading the performance for the Allianz Group. And it's not a small thing because Allianz Italia is the second largest company in the Allianz Group. And I'm very fortunate because I have a very talented team. And because of this talented team, we've outperformed this sector, we've outperformed our peers by a significant margin. And we've done that by making a real effort to change our business model. To change our business model into a digital business model. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And this has brought significant benefits and significant results. So we outperformed the market in operating profit. We outperformed the market in growth. This year we increased our market share by 1%. This is in a market that's shrinking in Italy. We've outperformed the market in terms of reserve strength, in terms of customer increase, and in terms of claims reserve ratio, which is the ability to pay claims into the future. And in this period, we've taken in something like 25 young graduates. We intend to do more of that because we believe that the model is going to change significantly for the insurance sector. So let's move to the digital world. You'll understand the digital world better than I do. The world is changing. The insurance model is changing. The world is moving faster, right? You know, I can't keep up with my daughter. My daughter's 32 years of age, and I just cannot keep up with her. She can put her hands on any electronic gadget and make it work very fast. More importantly, her social context is very digital. Is it true for you too? Very digital social context. There are no more boundaries or barriers. Very digital social context. Very important what my social friend, digital colleague tells me about what they buy or what their experience is, right? When you think about Facebook and things of that nature. So the world is changing. In our business, how is that reflected? So let me give you an example of some of the things that we've done in Allianz Italia. And Allianz Italia is the model now for the group. So in Allianz Italia, we're designing and developing and implementing now over the last year and a half, almost two, what we call a multi-access, cross-channel, digital business model, which means we are in contact with customers anywhere, anytime. Which means that customers choose which way they want to enter into the Allianz world, whether it's through the internet, whether it's through SMS, whether it's through direct company, whether it's through an agent or a broker or a bank. And with the ability of big data to understand who that is, who that customer is, and what relationship we have with them or have had with them in the past, we're able to provide on-the-spot solutions for the needs of that particular customer. Now, those of you that have done some work now in insurance know that insurance has been in many ways a business of averages. Yes? How many actuaries are there in the room? Okay, so it's a little bit of a business of averages. You model it, and on average, this sort of profile person has this sort of price, etc., etc. The world is changing. We're moving to a world of mass customization, even for the insurance policy. So some of the things that we've done are things like Fast Quote. Fast Quote is a simple mechanism on the internet or on your mobile phone, on your smartphone, where we can give you a quote if you answer two questions: your birth date and the target of your car. And in a few seconds, we will give you a price for your policy. And we will show you where your nearest agent is. And we will allow you to do this business really simply. And so since we implemented this in about March 2012, we've had more than 2 million Italians ask for a quote on Fast Quote. So that tells you that people are looking to interface with businesses in a different way. They don't want to fill out a form that's 30 pages long, nor do they want to sign a policy with 20 signatures. Okay? So we're making this, if you like, journey into the digital world, and we're changing our business into a digital business in all aspects of the world. But the future for you who are entering, if you like, you've made a big commitment to get into this business, which, by the way, is not necessarily a sexy business. Right? It's not Apple. Okay, it's not, consulting firms that perhaps are a little bit more attractive looking. Yeah, it's not Microsoft or Google. It's insurance. Oh my God! What'd you tell you? I'm going to insurance. You tell your parents, I'm going to insurance, say, you're crazy, you should be a lawyer or something interesting. Yeah? Well, I tell you what I tell all of my young managers. You couldn't have come into insurance at a better time. Because the model that's been around for 100 years is going to change and needs to change. And it needs modern thinking, it needs flexible thinking, it needs different competencies to enable that change. So you're entering into an industry at a time where it's going to undergo fundamental change, and you can be involved in that. And it can be very interesting. I've been in insurance for a long time, 35 years. I didn't want to be in insurance when I first started. I wanted to be in the computer business. For some reason, I always got dragged in to the insurance business, and my first job at 17 was in the mailroom, which is not such an exciting job. But I've been in this business now for 35 years, and I've had the benefit of working, I think, the fortune and the privilege of working in many different countries. And before Italy, I was the CEO in Turkey, and before that in Munich, and before that I worked in Asia for a long time. And I've done lots of assignments in America and even places like Myanmar and Vietnam in the 90s. And what do I learn is that in insurance business, which is truly an international business, the more we think that things are different, the more they're the same. Same problems, same issues, same solutions. Countries are in a different point of evolution, but the same sort of issues. So when I walk into an insurance company, even after 35 years, and I walk into the claims department or I walk into another department and I say, oh, that's very interesting, because that's how I did it 20 years ago. Not much has changed. And now we're seeing a real acceleration to that. A lot is changing. A lot is changing, and the model is changing. So you're entering at a very important time. Now, you've dealt with issues like pensions. I heard your professor talking about pensions. The pension model needs to change worldwide, especially in Europe and the US. Health. The health insurance model doesn't work in the US. It's going to have to change in Europe. Significant changes. Enterprise risk management. It's a huge field. And how do we really implement enterprise risk management in organisations that have to respond very quickly to very fast changing customer needs? How do we change enterprise risk management from a model, a theoretical process, to a management process, to an entrepreneurial process? These are very important big issues. So look forward. I would say to you, look forward. You've entered into an industry which is incredibly interesting. I'm biased because I've been in the industry for 35 years, but it's incredibly interesting. It's going through an incredible change. There'll be a lot of change in Europe as well. Sign up for this incredible journey. Put your best to it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot harder for you than it was for me and for the people that came before. But it's going to be much more innovative. It's going to be much more exciting. And insurance can be fun. Okay? I wish you the best of luck. I wish the new entrants, lots of energy, because it sounds like you need lots of energy, especially with all the extra exercise that you have to do. I want to again thank MIRM for the excellent service that they've done. And again, very pleased to be here with you. Thank you very much.